we then saw, after that, we saw a very good demo, or a very short trailer for what Ben Studios were working on, which we did again talk in the pre-show. Days Gone. We saw a trailer for it, and then at the end of the show, I mean, pretty good for a showstopper, we saw gameplay of it. Alexa, what did you think of that?
Well, before we went on air, you said all hype for Dead Rising.
They hijacked it. They hijacked it.
They did. This is incredible.
I mean, it's a different type of zombie game. You know, we again at the pre-show we were talking about zombie games and saying, like, you know, if eventually somebody has to do something different. And Dead Rising was something different back in whatever it was, 2007 or so. And the new ones are obviously like evoking that as well. But like in this, you know, I dare say realistic, but more grounded in realism in terms of the combat at least. Like he spends most of his time at the end of this demo fleeing a massive horde of zombies.
Yeah.
Peter, what did you think of this bad boy?
I was very impressed by how the series of events just sort of chained together, and how, well, you know, 1 minute it's kind of calm and serene, and it wasn't like he was entering an area where it was like, okay, this is zombie time. Like it all seemed to happen just very organically and unfold in a way that was a surprise to not only us but obviously the character as well.
Yeah, Zareen, what did you think?
So when they first showed the trailer at the beginning of the conference, I wasn't sold. I thought the dialogue was a bit cheesy and kind of weak. And it was just like it's another post-apocalyptic, you know, zombie game, whatever. And I wasn't, you know, like, I was like, oh, I guess that looks kind of interesting, I guess. But then they showed all the gameplay, and I was like, whoa, like, you're tackling a massive horde, you know, it all kind of escalates really quickly. I'm really interested to see what else, like, the game lets you do.
I'm interested to see how open it is as well, because with zombie games we almost sort of by default consider them to be open world, because so many of them are, right, or at least sort of in large areas. This one with, like, you know, there was a very sort of direct connection between him, you know, grabbing that muffler out of the car and then using it as a silencer. Exactly. And then, you know, the way it sort of escalated was quite, you know,
I was thinking
like
the same thing.
Plotted.
There's like some sort of linearity to this, but they've masked it really well.
Yeah. So I wonder if that's the overall game as well. Like, 'cause this could very much just be like The Last of Us then, a game that is, you know, very, very scripted. I mean, even so, this looked impressive.
Yeah.
That horde at the end was tremendous.
Came out of nowhere.
Yeah. Incredible. Like, technically impressive as that. It even looked good before any of the sort of the population went up as well. Like, even at the start, I was sort of remarking on it. He just let that guy he didn't even finish him off. Disgusting. Let's let this play on, because I want to see this nonsense
when they all start
again.
piling up and like, it's like a wave.
I like when the bridge collapses under their weight.
Right.
There's one section where they're like inside that warehouse where the bridge kind of just collapsed and fell through like under all that weight, and I thought, well, that'd be interesting. Like,
look at this.
I love how he's using the gun almost to just like stem the tide.
Yeah.
Like not to stop it, but
where
just
does
to be
keep
like.
all the ammo though? It's just like he keeps pulling it out of nowhere.
Yeah, he's like, you know, eventually they'll all be dead. I just need to do like 10% of the work every single time I turn around.
That's genuinely terrifying. That wave of like zombies is genuinely terrifying.
And the sound, because I had the conference audio piped into my ear, and it was just this like screaming horde, like constant level of screaming the entire way through this demo. I mean, this bit here is just awful. Like how unbelievably terrifying. Like even the animation there, Peter, it's pretty impressive looking, right?
It is very good, yeah. And just to see how they all run on top of each other and tumble, and it's incredible that this is a live demo, because the moment I started watching, I'm thinking like, how can it look this good?
Right.
But then of course they've got those windows over there to prove me wrong. Like this is very impressive.
Yeah, unbelievable stuff. He almost gets away with it as well. Like, fair play, mate. Like, even coming up top of the ceiling, there's one zombie just hanging out on that roof waiting for his time. Yeah, I mean, who knows? Like, it'll be interesting. I think a lot of people are going to have eyes on this immediately, kind of like Horizon Zero Dawn last year, where suddenly Guerrilla were getting inundated with requests. It'll be very interesting to see if this is a game that's, you know, a bit more... Because the way he's controlling seems open world, or it seems like a game that gives you that. I don't know, like, it's not like just it's not like the camera is very scripted. It kind of feels like, or very tight. It feels like it's giving you a certain amount of freedom. Here's where it all goes wrong for our dear friend. Also got a weird Lost and Damned vibe out of it with the motorbikes. Yeah. I mean, Alexa did say literally before the show that it was a zombie biker game.
Zombies with motorcycles.
Yeah. So you were not wrong. Look at this nonsense. We should probably talk about another game, but just look at this nonsense.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like I was really hyped for Dead Rising 4, and then this happened, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah.
Dead Rising what?
Change of pace here. Look at this. This is just dumb.
I expected the bridge to collapse here too, actually. I just want bridges.
I love that they're look at them like tumbling over each other and just like falling. Like that's so.
That guy's so
But
delicious.
do the bodies
Amazing.
remain? Do they always remain? That's what I want to know. Like,
They're
will all
so-
the bodies stay there at all times?
Man.
Yeah, you have to loot them all one by one. Just hold square over
in your
every
own
single one of those
pile.
guys, yeah. Jesus, unbelievable.
Wow.
Look at all those zombies. Ridiculous.